Hello everyone, this is Sandra from CHERRYHEART here with podcast episode, I did look it up, 17. Yeah, episode 17 we're on now. Hello, how are you? It's been ages, hasn't it? I know. I haven't done a podcast since before the summer and it just feels like 100 years ago. It was quite a long time ago and a lot of things have seemed to have happened since then. But anyway, how are you? How was your summer or winter if you're on the other side of the world? I hope you had a lovely time. We did. We were busy. We've been, doing the summer holiday thing, going away, keeping the child busy, etc. And then because we're not moving anymore, we're just trying to do some things around the house, change things around a bit, redecorate, things like that. So yes, you're joining me today in the new craft room. Yes, I've moved, just me. I've moved from inside the house to outside the house. So this is my little crafty, I don't know what to call it. Craft room, I suppose, but craft room is what I called my room when I was in the house, and now I've moved out the house I feel like it should have a new name. I don't know quite why, and I don't know what it should be. I keep thinking, well, studio keeps popping up into my mind because it's a little, it's how to describe it, it's like an outside room, I suppose. It's not, it's not a shed, it's one up from a shed, but it's not like a proper brick built structure or anything. So it's kind of like a outside office studio, I suppose, but I kind of hesitate to call it a studio because it doesn't seem quite right to me somehow. It's not a word I'm comfortable with using for some reason. It sounds right when other people say it, but for some reason it doesn't sound right when I say it. So it's a little crafty area, a crafty cabin. I don't know. It's just my little space. I need a name for it because I've got a key for it. It all locks up, obviously. And I was going to make myself a nice little, handmade tag. I'm using my Starcraft keyring at the moment, which actually works quite well. It looks quite pretty. So maybe I'll just leave it as that. But my idea originally was to make a little sort of linen tag with some embroidery on, and I was going to write the name. But I have no name. So what could I call it? What do you think? What would you say? My hang up with the studio word is I feel like I'm calling myself an artist then, and that doesn't sit comfortably. I guess if it was artist with easels or sculpture, I'd feel, but yeah, it doesn't sort of somehow feel quite right for me. I don't know why, because I'm weird. Yeah. So at the moment it's being called my office, which is a very boring word, isn't it? Office is very staid and beige and, tapping away on the computer and paperwork. So I don't want it to be an office. But yeah, I don't know. It's my crafty area. So yes, if you think of a name, long story, too late. If you think of a name for what it could be, my little outdoor garden crafty space, then do let me know, because nothing's rolling off the tongue at the minute. So yes, it's very confusing when we talk to each other, because husband is now in what was my craft room. That's his office, because he only needs a little space for an office really. He's only really got a desk and a few drawers. So now we're both going, it's in the office. Which office? My old craft room office? Your office? Your old office? It's very confusing. So you need to help. You need to help with this dilemma. Yeah. Anyway, let's get down to crafty business. What should we start with? Socks. Let's start with socks. I always seem to do a lot of socks on the podcast. I resisted the urge, because I've done quite a lot of socks since we last spoke, to sort of just fill the whole thing up with socks. So I'm showing you a few now, and then I'll show you a few next time and break it up that way. So yeah, first pair. I haven't got any whips either, that was the other thing I was going to say. I haven't got any works in progress. I've only got one thing on the go at the moment. It's kind of, there's not much to see yet, and the other thing is hasn't been started yet, so there's not a lot of going on there. So yeah, I'll just talk about stuff I've finished this time, because there's things to catch you up on. So first thing, actually these weren't the first one, let's do it in chronological order for no particular reason other than it suits me to say it. Yeah, is socks, as I said. Rambling again. You're probably used to that now, aren't you? No train of thought, incoherent ramble. So this is the first one. Ta-da! This is just a vanilla sock basically, and the yarn is from Easy Knits, and it was called Cocktail Hour, the colourway, and it, oh, I don't know what base it was on. It's a wool nylon mixture, I believe. I'll look it up and put it in show notes. I'm sure it has a name. They will have given it a name, but I'm not sure. I can't remember. And I just remember the colourway for some reason. Yeah, so anyway, here it is. I quite liked it. I got this from Fibre East last year, so 2015. And I like that it's zingy. There's little pops of the yellow and green. And it's actually come up in, as you see, this quite stripy way. I quite like it. I quite like how it's striped up because it's quite regular and, you know, consistent. So I can cope with that. You can see it's got a little bit of how it would pull, because I did a different stitch count for my cuff. I normally cast on more for my cuffs and then reduce down for the legs. And actually this one I knit on size 2mm needles instead of my usual 2.25. Is that right? No, these were 2.25 and I normally knit on 2.5. So that's US 1.25, is that right? It's UK 2.25, make your own inquiries. It'll be on my Ravelry project page if you want to check. Yeah, so this is a smaller needle than I'd normally use, so I can't remember if I cast on slightly more stitches to compensate or whether I just did it the same, because when I've been knitting my socks lately, I guess as I've got more used to knitting them, I've become a bit sort of quicker. My tension has eased up quite a bit, so I thought to counteract that I'd go down a needle size, which worked quite well. These do fit nicely. They are quite snug, but they do fit. So yeah, I might keep that tactic up, but on the other hand, I'm sure I did increase the stitch size actually, because it seemed like an awful lot of knitting to get these done. And although I really like them, I'm not sure vanilla socks are for me, because I just get a bit bored of just going round and round. I didn't think I would, but I did. So anyway, I added in some different colour for the toes and heels, as you see, which I keep seeing other people do, and I think it looks really cute, so I wanted to do that more. So I've done that here, and this was just some Signet, I think it was, pure wool, just that I picked up in some plain colourway in a sort of charcoal, which I thought worked quite well with these. So that is they. I have a pair, just to prove they are an actual bona fide finished object. So that's my first ones. I quite like those, and I haven't been wearing any. Well, it's been summer, so I guess I wouldn't, would I? But I've been doing I think Wool & Vines, the box of socks, Cal, the sort of year-long, you know, knit 12 pairs of socks in 2016. So I've been joining in with that. So I've been finishing the socks, popping them all together in my little box of socks, and I'm not wearing them, which is a bit daft really, but I guess it doesn't matter over the summer because I wouldn't have been anyway. I'm going to have to get some out soon because it's starting to turn colder here, so socks are going to be required soon. So let's go on to sock number 2, which is these ones. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Isn't it lovely? There. Right, this is the Tulsi sock, I think is how you say it. And it's by Verena, who is the Wool Club, online. On Instagram and I believe on Ravelry as well, but definitely her website is that. So this is her one. It's been very popular on the blogs and Instagram, etc. A lot of people have been making it, and I love it because it looks really complex to do, but actually it's quite simple and it's just a really nice effect. So it looks really pretty. This is on some yarn I got at Fibre East this year. It's from Debonair Yarns, and I think it was her Spiffy sock. And I can't remember what the colourway was. I think the colourway name was something just like pink and grey or something. Again, show notes. I'll put it in show notes. But yeah, so that really, I really like how that came out. I really like it. I like the pattern with that sort of variegated yarn, but I really like, that would have made a nice vanilla sock as well. So I really like how that came out. It's just a little bit of some other colours going on, but nothing too crazy. Nothing pooling. Just how I like it, my favourite. So yeah, that's good. And again, I put in, I remember to do the cuff this time. Mostly, I get so excited, I cast on and knit the cuff and think, oh, I was going to do different colours. Oops. But this time I actually remembered. So yeah, this is a bit of Signet Pure Wool again. Can't remember what the colourway was. I'm full of information today, aren't I? Yeah. I don't know, I guess navy. Again, it'll be on show notes. I'll link my Ravelry page, it's all there. So last time on that one I just did a fish lips kiss heel and everything else was vanilla. I used the toe from my first socks pattern. And then this one, I'm not sure if I did what was in the pattern or whether I just did what came to me while I was away, because I knit on these, I took these to Wales with me. So I knit my, I crocheted my scarf in the car, because I can crochet in the car, but I'm not so good at knitting in the car. So I took these with me to knit when I was actually there in the evenings, should I have any time, which I did a little bit. And I think I just sort of did the heel from memory. So it's based on, it'll be very similar to the one that's in my first socks pattern, but I think I just changed the slip stitch patterning. So it's more of a, oh, I can't remember what it's called. Like a herringbone, I guess. You know when you slip one, knit one, and then on the next row you knit one, then slip one, so they alternate. That. Yeah, so I went back to a flap and gusset heel on this one because I like that it gives you a bit more fabric in here, and I've got quite high arches, and although I still get a good fit with the fish lips kiss heel, if it's anything with a pattern that's not just vanilla, it really makes the pattern stretch out across this area when I wear them, which I don't like. So I've gone back to mostly doing gussets again, because I think it gives a better look to the pattern. And then, yeah, this toe is kind of my standard toe now, that kind of rounded off with a bit of Kitchener toe that I put in my pattern as well. So that is those. Feels like I'm whizzing through quickly, but I don't know. So I was just going to hold them both up. You've seen the other one already. I'm sure it's not like you don't believe me. It's not like I have to physically show them to prove that I've done to. But I did. So that is they. I got some good socks collecting up. I've actually done a total of 11 pairs this year, and it's still technically still September, so I only need to do one more pair and I've got 3 months, so Yay me. Yeah, doing quite well. So I'll just quickly tell you about this. This was in, let me go back a bit so you can see. I talked about this in the last podcast, I believe. So long ago, can't remember. So it's all finished, look, I'm wearing it. I've blocked it, it all fits. It is kind of tight across there, but I kind of like it when if I button here, I quite like it to do that. So that was deliberate. It was. But to be fair, this stitch did pull in a bit more than I thought, so. But it does, you know, it does do up, it's fine, if I need it to. Yeah, so the point being of showing you this is I was hanging on till Fibre East to get some buttons. Because I knew Textile Garden would be there, and I wanted to go on their stall to choose my buttons, so I couldn't decide. She has so many lovely buttons, I just couldn't decide what to get, so in the end I went for these sort of mishmash ones which seemed to fit with this. I couldn't settle on just one colour to pick out, and so in the end I went for a bit of a mishmash, and I've got different colours and different shapes. It's a green flower. Could take it off to show you this, but that'd be, oh no, that's a green circle. Just a white star, a blue heart, purple heart, red star. There's the flower, pink flower. So there you go. So now it's finally on, I can finally wear it. Exciting times. Right, I'm just going to pause a minute because Bert is squeaking at the window and wants to be let in. Okay, we're back. He's in. He's not settled down, but he has come in. Right, so next thing I wanted to talk about, that's my finished objects. Next thing is, it's just gone out again. Dogs. Next thing is pips. Patterns in progress. Which I suppose hasn't been very successful. I think last time I talked about this, I had a pattern in progress, and it's still in progress. But these ones are definitely a lot further along, I promise. So much less teasing and tantalising now. This is more, this is a pattern that I'm working on, and you will see it soon. So don't get annoyed with me. Yeah. So less teasing and more action. So here it is. This is a blanket, as you will be able to tell, that I've been working on. I suppose it's the wrong way up really, not that you can, does it matter? It's my bobbing along blanket. It's hard to get the whole thing in. I wonder how far back I can go. That's it. So there you go, it's not a humongous blanket, but it's kind of, it's a really good baby size, I always think. It's like a good sort of cot bed size. So it's kind of useful, you can fold it up for prams, but it kind of is a good size for in the bed and stuff. So yeah, so this is based on the kind of, a little bit on the kind of feather and fan idea from knitting. Because I wanted something other than just a regular, what's the word, zigzag, that's it, of a sort of ripple. I wanted something a little softer and more just curved, but I also wanted sort of a little bit of, so it wasn't so solid and heavy. I wanted to make it a little bit lighter, so, and I wanted to replicate that kind of, the holes you get in the feather and fan from knitting. And also I've done some in the back loop, so it's got like a really nice ridged effect, so that each, let's see if I can hold it this way, so you can kind of, oh, you're not going to pick it up on here at all, are you? I don't think. No, not remotely. Can you see that? No, you can't. I'll pop a picture in the show notes because you can see it in pictures really clearly. But basically I just, it gives a really, it lines up the, you know, what the words, the little eyelets, the little holes really nicely. It lines them up beautifully. And it just gives a really nice, clear, distinct line between each of the ripples, which I really loved. So this is my bobbing along blanket, because it reminds me of sort of beach and holidays, waves obviously, but bobbing along on the bottom of the beautiful briny. That's the song that makes me get in my head. Yeah, so there you go. That's what it is. So I finished this up and I've got the pattern written out, and it's just finishing testing at the moment, so it just needs to yeah, just needs to finish the testing on it, but it's coming back well, so that's good. All positive, so I'll be able to release it soon. So the border I kept really nice and simple. I was going to have something sort of a bit more, you know, wavy to kind of, what's the word? You know, bring out the waves, sort of continue the theme. But in the end, when I did it, it just looked too much, way too fussy. So I just went for something really simple. And I think in these colours, actually, because the colour's quite bold, you know, it just doesn't need loads of other things going on. So it's got a really nice, and I did the same to keep the edges of that really nice and clean. Again, you can't see particularly how they, it's a shame you can't see the nice ridging of it. I wonder if I hold it. No, you just can't tell. But anyway, it's there. Like I say, you can see it on the photos beautifully. But yeah, so the yarn I used for this was Stylecraft Malabar, which I've never used before. It's cotton, 100% cotton. Oh, it's lovely. I really loved it. I really loved it. There isn't like a whole load of colours on it, but there's some really nice, well, they're nice bright vivid colours, but they're kind of like, I don't know, just nice gumdroppy, sweetie colours. There's some nice pinks in there, and sort of a nice, really nice tropical jade colour, and I could easily pick out another colourway and make one of these again, actually, because it's just pretty. But I wanted to sort of go for kind of a sea oceany theme, but I wanted to just have a little something else going on as well, so that's why I popped the orange in, because I think it just really makes everything else go. That's what I think. Yeah, so I'm really happy with that. I really like how it turned out. And yeah, so this cotton, I wanted to do the cotton because it's quite good for babies, easy to wash, and you know, you don't have to sort of worry about just slinging it in the machine, do you? But this is just, it's so soft. It's just got, well, you can see probably by the way, it's just got such a lovely drape to it. It just really just hangs beautifully. It's an Aran weight, so did I make this on a 5? I guess I did. Obviously I'll have all the details when I release it. I guess I made it on a 5 hook. So it can't, you know, it whips up kind of nicely, but yeah, it's just, it's got that kind of like washed, slightly worn feel to it. So it doesn't feel sort of stiff and brand new. It just feels just really soft and wonderfully drapey. And it's kind of got a texture to it as well, so I don't know if you can tell that it's not just sort of, actually I say it's 100% cotton, now I'm doubting myself. I'll put it down here, because there's just where the strands are woven together, the dye takes up ever so slightly different, and I'm just wondering if that, where the dye takes up ever so slightly different, is a different fibre content. Can't quite see it, but it's just got a really nice texture to it. It's not just plain and flat, is what I'm basically trying to say. The actual yarn itself has got a sort of, it's almost, when you undo a bit of it, it's almost got like a slightly wobbly quality to it, where it's got the main cotton bit and then a smaller ply around it. But yeah, I just really love how it looks. I want to make something else in it. Not quite sure what. It'd be good for clothes, I think, summer clothes. Anyway, yes, so very happy with that. Lovely yarn, and pattern I'm quite happy with. So I hope you like it too, and I will try and get that out very soon actually. Would next week be too ambitious? Might be able to get it out next week. Fingers crossed for next week, because that would be good. But, you know, soon after if not. So that's that one. And then this is another one that I'm doing a pattern for. And you might have seen this before. Before summer. I showed a bit on Instagram. Did I put some on the blog? I think I did actually. But it's this. This is my scarf, well, wrap I've decided to call it, because I kind of, you know, you can obviously scrunch it up around your neck. I kind of like the idea of having it more, you know, just wrapped, open up and wrapped around the shoulders sort of thing. So you can see all the flowers and everything. So I've called it a wrap, and I finally come up with a name with it. For it. It's called a Bali wrap. Bali as in holiday destination, as in Indonesia. Because this yarn is called batik, and it's another Stylecraft one. Getting my Stylecraft on lately. And it was the yarn they gave us when we went up to visit them. So we had one of every colour. So it was just really exciting, and I just wanted to show off the colours because they're so pretty. And this is how I did it. So yeah, anyway, back to the why. Because the yarn is called batik, the sort of name is based on the dyeing technique, because the colour, you can see, it's got some areas where the white is still left to show through, or the sort of natural colour still shows through, so you get this really lovely kind of tonal effect, and it just really adds another dimension. Look, actually you can see to the colours, which is really nice. At first I wasn't sure. I think actually, did I talk about this on the podcast? I think I did. I think I showed you a bit of work in progress. At first I wasn't sure, because I'd seen this sort of thing and I thought, oh yeah, nice, but actually when I hit upon this little motif, then I really started to fall in love with it. I just really like the way it looks in these. And actually the other Stylecraft blog stars, that the group of ladies that I met that day, have made some lovely things up as well, and you can sort of see it in different, you know, made up in different ways. Sorry, dog. Yeah, so it's really nice to see it in different projects, but for me this really sort of spoke to me as this is what it should be. I still haven't told you the story of useless. Yeah, so anyway, batik yarn, method of dyeing, it's sort of, you have the fabric it's normally used for, and it has wax to resist the dye, so that you get some areas that are really heavily dyed and you get some areas that are paler. So this yarn mimics that technique, and that technique originated in Indonesia. Hence I went for an Indonesian island name of Bali. Finally, the story of the name. So there we go. Oh, I'm just really happy with how this turned out. I like that it's got all this burst of colour. I really like how these, I said this before, join together and sort of create this other sort of lattice work pattern in the corners. And then the border is just super simple, but it's all it needed was just something light to mimic this, I thought. And I've kind of mixed the cream and the biscuit colours. So I've got mostly cream, but there's the odd biscuit square in there. Like just that. And then I've done biscuit for the edging. Now that was partly out of necessity, because I didn't have enough cream to do the whole thing. So I was wondering if I'd run out and what I would do, but I was also pondering the idea of, should I have used the cream or should I have used the biscuit? So I tried a couple in the biscuit, and I really like that too. And I really like, I'm into this lately, a background colour, but that there's a slight sort of something going on with the, so they're not completely the same, sort of mixing in some very similar but slightly different colours. I did it on my faded painted roses. For the background colour I had sort of slightly different but kind of similar tonal colours. I had like the beige and the kind of grey, and just to pop a little something in there, just so there's something else going on. Not that it doesn't look nice if it's all one colour, it really does, but I just like that there's just a little bit of more interest in there. It's working for me at the minute anyway. So that's what I did here. So I really like how that turned out. So again, I've got the pattern written up, it's ready to go, just needs to finish testing, and then I can release it. So that's exciting too. I've waved it around enough now. I should probably stop, put it away. Yeah, so this was made, oh, I can't remember how many balls I used. I didn't use every single colour I was given, I had some left over, I know. Maybe I used 10 colours today. Yes, but anyway, point being, I used nearly all the cream, so I made it as big as I could with that, and I'm quite happy with this size. For a wrap, I think it's a good size. But if I was going to wear it for a scarf, I like quite a long scarf. I like to sort of get a couple of wraps round for when it's really cold. So if you wanted to do that, there was enough of the colours left that if you brought another background colour, you could go on and add more squares and make it longer if you wanted to. But what I've done in the pattern is I've detailed exactly what I've done here, colour-wise, so you can replicate it exactly if you want to. So I've got each individual one listed down and where I've put them so that you can make them the same, place them the same, including the background with either the cream or the biscuit. So if you want to do exactly what I've done, you can. Obviously, you know, feel free to go your own way. Get creative, that's all good too. Oh, and also on this one, on the, I've forgotten the name for it already, bobbing along blanket, again I've done the same. I've listed the colours exactly, so I've got the complete stripe sequence if you want to follow it. But I've also done, I've done it in a little table, and I've left a sort of space so that you can come up with your own sequence if you want to. Oh, and I've also put in information, because this is obviously just what I'm calling a baby blanket size, a baby cot bed size. I've just included some information if you want to make it bigger, if you want to do like a, you know, a single bed or a double bed or something like that, just to give you some kind of guideline for what kind of yardage you might be looking at and things. So yeah, so I kind of want to do another one of this bigger in some pretty colours. Yeah, I'll think about that maybe. Right, so that is that part, and then we've just got some lovely incoming goodies. Incoming goodies to share. Just like I whispered that, so I better say it louder in case the sound, I'm not sure how the sound will work here. I don't know how it'll pick up, whether it'll sound different because it's, you know, acoustically it's going to be different, isn't it? And I've also got the door slightly open, so I don't know if you'll hear, hopefully, just the lovely delightful bird noises in the background. If you're lucky, if you're unlucky, it'll pick up the distant hum of traffic and lorries as they go past the road down the street. Let's hope for just the bird thing. Okay, let's get the incoming goodies and I'll share those with you. Okay, so I was going to say I've been very naughty and been spending lots of money. But you know what, let's just get over that. So as you know, I went to Fibre East and spent quite a lot of money. But I kind of shared that a little bit before. I kind of did a post to fit that in, so I won't go through sort of everything there, but I'm kind of sharing things as I come up, because I've used one already in my socks, and yeah, I've got other things that I've sort of already done. I'm kind of a little bit determined to get through it a little bit quicker this year. Last year when I went, I brought it and then I mostly still have all the stuff left. Not because I don't want to use it, it's just, you know, new things come in, you get sidetracked. Ooh, sparkly. Bit of a magpie. But this year, some of the stuff I got more with the intent of knowing exactly what I was going to do with it. Not all of it. But yeah, I just like to sort of, you know, I loved it, that's why I bought it, so I want to use it. Anyway, despite that ramble, I've gone and bought some more stuff after. I kind of can't seem to help myself at the minute and it must stop. Must stop. But it hasn't yet. This is fatal as well. I made a list of, I've saved my money for Fibre East and I wasn't buying for a while because I knew that was coming up and I wanted money to spend there. So I kind of would make a list of the people that I'd noticed and, oh, I want to try them, and oh, I want to try them. After Fibre East, I can try those and I can spend money again and that's fine. So yeah, so I've got a list. Quite dangerous having a list because then you can't forget anyone you've seen and you go, oh yes, there was those. And I might just look on their site and, oh look, they've got lovely things. Yeah, so I've kind of been going down my list. So anyway, on my list was this person. Oh, is that going to show up? Stranded Dye Works. Now this is Amy, and I'm just trying to think what she is on Instagram. Is she Stranded Dye Works on Instagram as well? I'll put it here. Put it down there so you can see. But I've been coveting her yarn for quite a while. She is a UK dyer, and her site, strandeddyeworks.co.uk. Yeah, she just does some lovely colourways, absolutely lovely. And there's been a couple she's been showing on Instagram that I've been craving. So I'll show you those in a minute, but this was another one that I saw when I went on the website, which I really liked as well. So this is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, 4-ply, and the colourway is Candy Wrapper. So I'm really into pink and peach at the moment, but lately there's been a bit of a purple thing going on. I'm not normally much of a purple girl, but I've noticed a bit of a trend towards the purple lately. So I really like that. It's kind of subtle. Well, you know, it's got big pops of colour, but it's kind of got some nice muted stuff in the background as well. So I think socks. I've got so much pink based yarn now. I need to go I need to have another colour trend. I can't just have everything I make be pink, can I? That's just ridiculous. So this is her Oasis base, and the colourway is Candy Wrapper. So that's that one. And then there's these two that I saw on her Instagram. So there's this one, again with the pink, but look at those pops of colour. Speckle fabulous. So this is called Street Art. So it's kind of like a graffiti thing. It's like sugar saccharine pink and graffiti, which I love. I love the contrast. So this is on her Paradise base, which is 80% superwash merino, 10% nylon and 10% cashmere, which you can feel. It's just soft and gorgeous. Again, I was thinking probably socks. We'll see. And then finally, another one of hers I'd craved and been trying to snag. So when she did an update, I got on there. It's this one. This is peach coming through now. I'm so into the peach lately. But look, it's got some black bits in there. And it's got some pink and red tones. But it's got that kind of nice peachy pink. So this is called Flamingo Legs. Isn't that the perfect name for this? It's exactly that kind of flamingo pink, and I've seen it knit up and it's just gorgeous. So again, this is the Paradise base. So 80% superwash merino, 10% nylon, 10% cashmere. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Again, I want to do socks. Lovely, soft, squishy, wonderful socks, but I don't know. Only because I think Amy's been showing them and she's knit socks out of them and things, and I've just seen how they've come up and I just love them. And I want them to be mine. But you never know, I might change my mind. And then next up is another person that I've had on my list, another Instagram person. So dangerous, the Instagram. So dangerous. And that's Regina, from Hers Black Regina, who is based in Germany. And again, just gorgeous colours. And then she puts them on Instagram, and then you want them. And then she updates, and then you buy them. Well, I do anyway. Yeah, so I've had this one on my radar for a little while. Again, I was waiting for, you know, funds to free up again after February. So, yeah, this was the one that tipped me over the edge on this particular day. Like I say, it's on the list, but the reason this particular day is this one. Oh, look at the purple. See how I'm not a purple girl? And see how purple that is. Yeah. This is called Blueberry Pancakes. It just screams blueberry pancakes at me. Oh, I just love it so much. It's even got sort of little brown kind of speckles in. Can you see? Like sort of the pancakiness in the background. But just all those lovely scrummy blueberries. Yeah, lovely. Just want to eat it all up. It's gorgeous. Just love the range of the purples from that so dark to that smushy pale and the blue in there. And those little brown speckles. Again, I've seen it knit up and I've seen how lovely it looks. This might have to be my next one. I've been saving these to show you, you see. And this might have to be my next cast on, I think. Because I love it. Then there was this one, which is a bit more... Oh, I didn't tell you what the thing was of that. Hazel soft sock, that's the base, and it's 80% virgin wool superwash, 20% polyamide. That's interesting. 80% wool, and it's just as soft as can be. Not remotely, not even a trace of an itchy in there. Maybe it's the superwashing process. Okay, this one's the same. Again, another hazel soft sock. Now I can't say this. I'll show it to you. Because obviously, I guess this is German. Porri. That's not a German accent, so it's probably not said like that at all. Now I thought, because it looks a bit like it, I thought it was going to be pear. I thought I'd brought a pear colourway. But when I looked it up on Google Translate, it said leek. So maybe I've brought a leek colourway. I don't know. I love it though. It's just really nice kind of spring greens. All the pale. And again, it's just got just that little bit of speckle going on. Just, I'm so in love with the speckle. Love it. It's just gorgeous. Now, I don't know if this wants to be paired up with something else. I've got really nice singles actually in the kind of this kind of colour here. That would be nice. I kind of keep seeing lots of knitted shawls that I want to make and then thinking I don't want to knit a shawl because I can cope with knitting socks, but knitting a shawl seems too much. But I keep seeing loads I like, so I might just have to give in and knit a shawl. And then this one, which I saw on there, I just love this so much. Look at it. It's a bit of a trend here, isn't there? The sort of speckled factor. Sort of subtle colours, pink, and then some bold bits of... Wow. I think she had a bit of this on her website. Regina's really good because she knits up a little sort of swatch in the round, like a kind of a little bit of a sock. I don't know, I'm pointing to my arm, socks don't go in your arm, but like a little bit of the leg cuff so you can see how it's going to come up. It's just so useful. I love that because I'm a bit of a pooling freak and stuff. I do kind of, I like the surprise element, but kind of, it's too much control in me. I kind of want to know what I'm getting, so I really like that. But this one is called Greys Are Better with Speckles, which is just a perfect name because they utterly are, and this really is. It's just going to be so pretty. I kind of want to cast this on immediately as well. I think this is her old label. I think these are her new labels because it's got pretty watercolour writing and autumn leaves, which apparently is what Herbstblatt means in German. Autumn leaves. I learned from Molly from Homespun House last night. Yeah, so this is Hazel Soft Sock as well. So this is just on her older label. So it's the same, 80% virgin wool, 20% polyamide, 100 grams. So there you go. Which one should I cast on? I think it's definitely got to be one of these two. What do you vote? Blueberry pancakes or grey speckles? Oh, I can't decide. I have to flip a coin. Cast your votes. Answers on a comment box below to me. Okay, and then one last thing, because she is an utter sweetheart, darling. Regina actually sent me Regina. Oh, I always want to say Regina. It's like the royalty thing, isn't it? The Queen thing. Regina. I do apologise. You're not the Queen of England. It's Regina. She sent me this gorgeous whole extra other skein. How generous is that? Bless you. Bless you, sweetheart. And it's just the most beautiful, subtle pink. Oh, it's just gorgeous. And then it would be lovely on its own, but I've just got so many gorgeous kind of speckly kind of pink variegated yarns that would just look so gorgeous with this. Again, the knitted shawl calling my name. Yeah. So this one is Petal Pink, and this is in a oak sock fingering weight yarn. So that's 75% wool, 25% polyamide, and it's just a little bit more robust than these ones, the hazel socks, which are just, yeah, just 5% difference, but it makes a difference. It's interesting, isn't it? Yeah, but that's lovely. That may have to be a shawl. Let's see how it does. Yeah. So we go. That's it. So thank you very much, Regina. That was so kind of you. I so appreciate it. And if you haven't been to her shop, check it out. Oh, she does this lovely one, her hydrangea garden as well. Oh, gorgeous. So many gorgeous colourways, as well as all those ones that I just showed you. But that's enough. Stop spending money, Sandra. Stop it. The list is still there. Let's not pretend it's not, because it is. But yeah. But I use them. I enjoy them. It's okay. It's good. Okay. I'll stop convincing myself. Let me know which one you think I should cast on, because I need to do that soon. And I can't decide. So many. Or I could cast on one of my stranded ones, the flamingo legs, or what would you cast on? I don't know. Let me know. Anyway, I'll stop quaffling now and I'll let you go and get on with your lives. Busy people, things to do, I am sure. I hope you've enjoyed sitting and having a little chat with me though. I've certainly enjoyed being back. It's been ages. So yes, that's it for now, and I will see you, well, probably not next week, but hopefully the week after. That would be good. That's where I'll aim for, but we'll see how it goes. And I'll see you soon. Okay, bye.